Good morning, afternoon, evening, YouTube, whenever you are watching this, and welcome to the 7 weeks out 2025 figure prep vlog. So I am currently sat in the changing rooms of Strength Pro Gym, where I am waiting for my 1 p.m. posing session with my posing coach, Emma. So we are currently in a bit of a dig phase, day 5 of low days, and since pretty much Monday, I've been really feeling this prep, and it's Wednesday now. It is Wednesday the 18th of June. So yeah, I'm absolutely feeling the prep. I mean, I'm just sat here chilling. I'm obviously flat, but we're still kind of in with the bicep veins. I mean, it's not relative to weeks out, it's relative to how lean you are in terms of how shit you start to feel as prep goes on. And yeah, I'm sitting at quite a lean body composition now, and I'm starting to feel, oh yeah, it's getting tough now. I am starting to, like, honestly count down the days a little bit, and I struggle to get through the days as well. And you get to this like single figures weeks out from a show where you start to really, time just starts to really slow down. Like the first half of the prep like whizzes by, and then honestly the days start to really slow down. So these last few days have felt like a long time. I've been going to bed earlier because I've been shattered. I've been sleeping for like 8 hours plus, but still just feeling absolutely wiped when I wake up and sort of struggling energy-wise to get through the day. But we're here for it. I am looking forward to this posing session with Emma to iron out my PCA posing, which is what I've been doing with her. She's very happy with my two bros stuff, but we do need to iron out the PCA stuff. So I'll be going through that with her today. I want to make sure that I'm feeling good in the transitions. I want to make sure that my mobility is improved, and we're happy with how that's all looking. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to focus on this session. There's a sauna behind me here, so the room is super hot, so I'm starting to sweat. So I'm going to get out of here in a second and crack on and wait downstairs for the posing lesson. But yeah, on another day, when it's not like also leg day, because I've got legs after this, I will actually come and use that sauna. Like I've booked in a few weeks time, like on a Sunday, which is a rest day, and I will be saunaing after my posing lesson. But for the purposes of today, it doesn't make sense. But anyway, we are, like I said, just digging. The setup remains the same for this week. We'll run a high day most likely on Sunday, but I'll send visuals over to my coach on Friday just to check in with that. But for the most part, it's just digging on my usual. So it's 1,680 calories on a training day, which is today, and then tomorrow's rest day will be 1,500 calories. We are doing basically 4 lots of 35 minutes cardio a week. It says 5 lots, but I always end up running a high day in the week where there's no cardio. So more than likely that will happen this Sunday, which would be a cardio day with it being a rest day. So therefore it's actually, I'm pretty much running 4 lots of cardio, 35 minutes a week at the moment, and 15,000 steps a day, and that's the setup that we are on. So yeah, I'm currently sat at 6,300 steps for the day, so I've got a good chunk to get after I've trained legs as well, and then into the evening, and that will be me done for the day. But yeah, slightly later leg day than usual after this posing session. I'll go home and I'll actually have my post-workout meal as a because I'm training later in the day, so I can't be waiting. I've already had my pre-workout meal before this session, so I can't be waiting like hours, after having eaten and then doing posing and legs. So I'll be getting 3 meals in before this leg session, which should help. By the time I've done legs and done steps and everything, it'll be towards the back end of the day anyway, and I'll be looking towards my meal 4. So a slightly different schedule for today with just having this posing lesson, but posing needs to be done, so that's where we're off now. I will catch up with you later on in the week to continue this 7 weeks out vlog. Yes, YouTube, as per previous vlogs I've done where I've been sat in the car after a session, I thought I'd actually come into the passenger seat this time, so you have the full me and not the half of me behind the steering wheel. But I've just trained my Saturday posterior session with my amazing client Maria, who is currently 1 week out from the PCA first timers. So I've come here to see her. She's had a bikini fitting today, and then we met at EP Jungle, and yeah, super excited, buzzing. I'll be living through her peak week this week, and then I'll be heading to Derby on Friday to stay in the Airbnb with her, make sure that we nail it the night before show, and then it's going to be an epic show day next Saturday, so I'm buzzing for that. But today is a high day for me. 100 grams of rice. I'm not here with that yogurt post-workout meal now. It's 100 grams of rice, 3 hex sausages, 50 grams of avocado, and there's some kimchi in there somewhere. I'm keeping that in. 20 grams with my 2 savoury meals of the day to help with my digestion. But yeah, digestion was good this morning, so I'm happy about that for a high day. But hit a new low of 124.6 this morning, which was long overdue after a difficult week of stalling weight, really high fatigue, and just generally feeling pretty shit. So yeah, I was awaiting that drop, and it was nice to see the drop before a high day as well. So buzzing, but I'm going to carry on and enjoy this now. Talking while eating. I'll cap it here. I'll catch up with you in a bit. Yes. Now, what a terrible vlog this is going to end up being. I know I've not really vlogged at all this week, but yeah, it's just been a really tough prep week, to be honest. Like, woke up last Monday like, oh dear. And I had like 3 to 4 really tough days last week on prep. And it was honestly just a case of ticking down those hours, getting the days boxed off. And then I felt massively better. I'm trying to find the right word to express how much better I felt. On Friday when I checked in with my coach and just told him really, and just said, look, I have really struggled this week. And he gave me a high day on Saturday and Sunday. So I think he just knew mentally, like, I needed that high day as well as physically. And then I saw a huge drop off in weight on Saturday, checking in on Saturday morning as a result of, you know, obviously knowing that I had that high day. I think that the drop in stress, the taking the pressure off myself, and then just, didn't really fill out too much by Sunday. Weight didn't go up much. It was like 0.4 of a pound. So we ran another high day yesterday. And now, yeah, I've come up nicely in weight. I'm a lot fuller this morning and I'm ready to start the next dig. So the only change that we're making, obviously all the setup remains as it has. The only change we're making now is we're actually finally increasing Clen, which has been the same since the start of prep. So obviously most people know that you go up in sort of 20 mcg doses. So we've upped it by 20. I'm not going to say what dose I'm on YouTube, but you can go to my Instagram and you can check out my broadcast channel and you can find out. But that's what we're making that increase for this week. Other than that, it's like, you know, back to the usual like food setup, and then it's also, you know, cardio back in. So I did it on Thursday obviously, and then Friday was push and quad, so I don't do cardio on a Friday anyway. And then Saturday, Sunday was high days, so back in with 35 minutes of cardio this morning. And then today is Monday push and glutes day, so I'm about to go in and train that now. I'm just finishing off my pre. And yeah, like I say, into the next dig with more Clen for this week. I will check in with my coach again on Friday, so we'll allow the week to just kind of transpire now, see if we can come back into the sort of 124s where I hit that low on Saturday morning, and just generally hit a new low this week, hopefully. And then from there, we'll see what needs to be done. We've talked about potentially adding like an incline walk as cardio on a lower day. And you know that we've talked about dropping food on a rest day, but for now I'm happy to run the usual setup for the next few days. I've been very lucky with food this prep, the fact that it hasn't dropped in like 2 months plus, and I've just been running this 1680 cals, and then the 1500 on a rest day is fine. It's just 2 days of the week, which often ends up just being one. And I say often, I looked in the last 6 weeks I've had high days every week. So for the last 6 weeks, I've only done like, you know, 4 lots of cardio, 1 1500 calorie day. So it's really been, you know, a breeze on paper. But obviously, as you get leaner, then you're just sitting at a lean body composition. You're going to feel like trash, regardless of if you're doing daily cardio, no cardio, you're going to feel like trash. So yeah, I'm pretty tired, but caffeine intake is standardized. I was explaining this to Maria, my client, on Saturday, who I trained with and saw in person. I was explaining to her, like, I basically have like 2 coffees, a Monster and a pre-workout, and that's me capped for the day. It's not like if I'm feeling tired later on, I'll just have another coffee. You know, keep caffeine intake standardized throughout the prep. We pull caffeine intake down pre-prep. We get ready for you be able to use it as a tool as the prep goes on. And as I've got deeper into the prep, you know, pre-workouts become a thing on top of the Monster and the coffees in the morning. So it's like, you know, you're very stimmed in the morning and you put all your caffeine into your session, and then you go and train, and then after that I can sort of crash for the rest of the day. I'm at a point of prep now where I also, you know, because I get up early, I get all my hard work done in the morning, check-ins and anything else programming wise, and then in the afternoon I can do other things. I mean, today as an example, I've got a leg wax this afternoon, and I've also got a sports massage later on as well, which is much needed. I'm getting a bit niggly in my left glute, which sometimes plays up, so I just do other things in the afternoon basically, and just like low brain power work as well. So yeah, that's how I'm literally managing the last few weeks of prep. You just adapt as you go along in the prep. And the more you do it, the more you know how to adapt certain things like routine and caffeine intake and things like that. But that's where I'm at for now. I'll wrap up this vlog properly later and get it uploaded. Appreciate it's not been a lot of footage this week, but yeah, it's just so hard to pick up the camera when you're feeling like death. It really is. But I'll try my best to get better at it, guys. Yes, people, I hope we are all good. So as promised, I'm wrapping up this vlog a little bit later in the day now. Pretty sure I updated you on everything anyway earlier on today, so there's really nothing else to cover off. I won't be having my usual Tuesday check-in with my coach tomorrow morning because I've checked in for the last few days, really, going over these high days. And now I know that this is into the next dig, and the only change that we're making is the increase in clen up until Friday. So yeah, running 1680 cals today, tomorrow and Wednesday, which are my training days, 1500 on Thursday, which is my rest day, and then I'll be checking in on Friday morning to see what needs to be done in terms of any further digs, etc. So yeah, but feeling significantly fresher than last Monday, considering last Monday was like day 3 of a stint of low days, I guess, whereas I've just literally come off the back of 2 high days. So they temporarily top you up on prep, and then you fall into a hole pretty quickly afterwards when you're sort of at these like single figures weeks out. But it is what it is, guys. That is that. So all I've got left to do today now is my sports massage and some PCA routine practice, because I've done my 5 rounds of posing post-workout, which you'll have seen in that footage earlier. And yeah, I've trained, I've done everything else. Of course, I need steps as well. That's standard. Like I say, there's 15,000, so I've got about 7.5 left to get, which is fine. Walking to and from my sports massage, and then also I'll just do a walk this evening, quite frankly, making the most of the lighter evenings. Sometimes just accepting that you're not going to get an evening just sat at home chilling when you've got lots of steps and cardio and training and clients and everything to do. So that's that. Mondays are always super busy. That's just the way it is. But anyway, like I say, I'm going to wrap up this vlog here. I am going to do better this week. I promise I am going to do better. I know this was brief. I appreciate as well that there was a bunch of new subscribers off the back of the last video. I promise if you've just subscribed and you're watching this now, the videos do usually get better than this. They are usually a little bit more informative and detailed, but I didn't really pick the camera up much this week, I'm afraid. So I'm leaving it here. I've got my new Pull and Bear yellow pullover on, and I'm feeling the summer vibes right now. I'm loving it. So if you did get this far in the video, please comment summer below. The comments really do help to push the video out. I'm sure that helped me getting a bunch of new subscribers last week. So keep up the commenting. Please do like the video if you got this far as well. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And I'll see you in the next video, which will be 6 weeks out. Ciao for now.